Moonwalking back into place. Gene Burnett here with another Tai Chi tip, or at least a sharing of something that I find useful and practical and fun to do. Sometimes, especially late at night, I want to do a little improvisational practice. I recommend doing this with just a touch of your favorite intoxicant, whatever that might be. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll take whatever movement my body feels like making, even if it's just a little movement like that, and I'll amplify it and amplify it and amplify it and see if I can find a connection to a way to deliver momentum through my body through that particular movement. And I just study the possibilities and the permutations that come from doing that. So I wanted to just share one I did recently. It started with I'm going to step back just a little, started with just standing, and I got myself kind of in a neutral place, and I just started doing shoulder circles, moving forward like that. Now this is a nice exercise in itself. If you've ever had a stiff neck or stiff shoulders, you've been sitting too long and you get up and you're kind of doing this, some people will tell you to do shoulder rolls, like roll your shoulders forward and back, give you a side view, roll them back like that, and then roll them forward like this. Right? Now that's a nice exercise, but it's very local. Your shoulders are moving your shoulders. So a way to make it more whole body is that you come out of the hip crease on the way up, you're rising, it goes over the top, and then as the shoulders are going forward, you sink into the hip crease. So you're pushing up with the legs and using gravity to help here. So your legs help the upward part of the circle, and then your gravity helps the lower part. And all you're doing is adding a little bit of energy at the bottom, then it's legs. A little bit of energy at the top, then it's legs. So making these circles with your legs makes it more integrated and more holistic, and your whole body is moving your shoulders instead of just the local, which isn't bad, but I think this is a little better for the shoulders. Excuse me. So what I started doing was I started doing that circle. So I just started with doing this circle going forward like that. And then I started noticing that if I push my chest forward a little bit and then collapse it a little bit, it kind of amplified the circle a little bit. I'm sinking and collapsing my chest, rising and bringing it forward. Sinking and collapsing my chest, rising forward. So I get that kind of feeling, and then started noticing that it kind of threw my arms forward like that a little bit. So I started amplifying that motion. Chest pulls back and the arms swing forward. And then it got a little bigger and a little bigger, and there. Here, 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 here. So I started playing with that and really amplifying it and really getting this connection between my chest collapsing, my chest collapsing here and rising here, collapsing there. Rise and boom, like that. So I'm using my legs and core to fling my arms out a little bit. Like that. And that feels really good. It's a nice kinetic chain through the body, and you're trying to get out of its way, so it's just a fluid, smooth delivery of some momentum. It's a very, very, very big circle, which is fine if you're just doing this for health and balance and relaxation. I was just going, this feels really good to make a nice big circle. But if you want to, and I wanted to explore how that might be related to something a little more combative or a little bit more martial, obviously this is kind of the wind fills ears type movement, or the double slap, or single slaps. But it's really, really huge, and you can see this coming a mile away. So when you're taking a big circle or a big movement and trying to make it a little bit more combative or a little bit more martial, the first thing you want to do is shrink your circles because you want that movement to be really effective, efficient, injury-free, and you want to kind of economy of motion. You want it to be smaller. So the first thing I did was just expand my chest a little bit less. So I just go forward a little bit, not here, not the big circle, but just a little forward and then little forward. So I circled, I kind of shrunk it a little bit, like that. And I started thinking in terms of, like double slap, or a slap with a ready blocking hand behind it. I started thinking of single slap here, single slap here. So it just by shrinking that circle a little bit makes it a little bit less telegraphed and a little bit less gigantic and arty, and just a little bit more practical. There. Now the natural outcome of that was for me to think, well, what would the ultimate of this be? And that would be, for me anyway, no extra movement, doing it from where I'm at. So right now, however much height I have in my legs, I'm not going to increase it and then do the movement. I just have what I have in a basic neutral stance. I'm just standing here. In a neutral stance, I should have as much forward as I have back in my spine. I'm not out at my toes. I'm not way back at my heels. I'm kind of in between. So from this place right here, whatever sink you've got and whatever collapse of your chest you can do, from that point without any particular windup, boom. So it started to be faster and more instant. Instead of thinking big circle, boom, or medium-sized circle, boom, or even small circle, it's no circle. It's there. So there's no that part to it. No, none of that. From here, whatever I've got, that's how much I've got. That's how much I've got. From there it comes out. You could even imagine that you were being hit or shoved in the chest, and when you collapse your chest, you allow it to swing your arm forward. So this sends that out. So started playing with that. So thinking about just from neutral, there, like that. I'm just using this hand to kind of break the momentum a little bit. So quick slap, right? Or quick strike, or quick double strike, but not the big windup. So it's just a way to play with this idea of big circle, smaller circle, no circle. Go. So you can do this with any movement. I do this with all kinds of different things. Like I'll just take a simple movement from one of my recent videos. I did this one. So I just start working with that, and then I gradually start to amplify it and see how, there's a force there, like that, or that can easily, by just dropping my elbow a little bit, I've got strike going forward now, and then gradually trying to think, well, how can that be as minimal as possible? So it just goes, instead of, the big wind-up. But for health and balance and vitality in your body, and just training your breath and breathing and developing the attribute of just a connected, integrated, balanced body, physicality, you don't need to shrink it. In fact, the big circle is just as good as the small circle, and probably better because you're working range of motion. So in the case of this example, sure, big circles, it's fun to do. So you could take the backward circle and think, if you alternated them, those can be elbows moving backwards, like that, or mutual two elbows moving back. You can work on that thing, and if you're working health and balance and vitality, you can just think in terms of big circles like this. But if you're thinking more combative, smaller circles, right? And if you're thinking ultimately you're just going to be from where you are, no particular coil, because where you are is neutral and it has readiness in it to go in any direction. So you can just go off in anywhere you want to go. So just something to play with, something that might be helpful in your own practice. That's why I make these videos. I don't make a lot of money from this channel. I have a little donation thing, but the main reason I'm sharing these is just to be helpful. So thanks for watching. If you're curious about more of this, you can go to geneburnett.com. Every page within the website has a videos link. If you click that link, it will take you to a blog that has all my Tai Chi videos in one place. Very easy to navigate, super easy to find any of my videos there, even though there's hundreds of them. You can just go there and you'll see. I have one for my nature videos and one for my music videos, so they're all there. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Take good care and good luck with your practice.